We have a little bit of a predicament here today. Just a slight chance that we might be having the kid a lot earlier than we thought. They're just gonna run a test, and apparently if Minna comes out positive, she needs to get induced. I can't focus on work because officially I have, not me, actually no, we have 30 days left before Anna gets here. Like, there's 4 weeks left. Also, every time I record, like I should really do my hair. It's like this is becoming like a recurring character in my video. This video was inspired by the videos that my wife watches. In order to get Minna to like my videos, I thought I needed to make content that she would be inclined to watch. And she always watched these makeup people like doing their makeup and telling stories, so I'm doing the same. In complete honesty, this is actually my morning routine, so this is not staged. This blue headband is mine. Don't judge me. This is just my way of getting ready. So, while I'm getting ready, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? So, as I'm getting ready, I want to tell you a question that I've been frequently hearing from people, and it's been the most commonly asked question throughout this season, and that question is, how are you feeling? And then followed by, how is Minna feeling? But how are you feeling with 4 weeks left?
I honestly have no feelings right now.
By the way, this is snail cream, so it's been really good. That question is tough to answer because I have my on days and I have my off days, right? One of the most exciting things is that we're gonna have a kid that's like our DNA, and it's ultimately our responsibility to care for her not only physically but spiritually as well, and really cover her in so much prayer. And what I'm starting to slowly realize is that a lot of my fears that I have in my own life, I can see them being portrayed to Anna. For example, one of my biggest fears is that I won't be relevant, that at the end of the day I'll die and no one will care who I was, the life that I lived. So I find myself, I don't know, I guess in a way having expectations, and she's not even born yet. Also, excuse me, miss, you forgot something. Go on a date? Is that why you went to the office? Are you sure? I'm super excited to be a dad. And it's getting to a point where I'm dreaming about Anna pretty frequently. And I'm thinking about like the interactions we're gonna have, the good stuff, the bad stuff, and I'm excited for all of it. But then there's also the part of me that wants her to be somebody more influential, more impactful than her dad. And the answer that I get from Minna and how she's feeling is that honestly, I think relatively we've been really blessed. I think Minna's carrying really well. I mean, she's still walking around. Like yesterday we went on a walk around the neighborhood. I mean, she looks pretty good. She looks great. But for her and I, we have the sense of we still have so much life to live, and are we going to lose our independence? Are we going to lose ourselves? And I think that's a legitimate concern for Minna and I, because life will never be the same. It can't be the same, and it won't be the same. I would be lying if I said that. It doesn't make me a little sad if I think about it from that perspective. And I'm sure other parents and you dads and you moms can relate to this, but there's a real fear of FOMO because your friends are all doing stuff, and already the comments are coming in saying like, oh, your life is gonna be over, rip Danny, we need to have one last hurrah. And I'm hearing those things and it's sad. And I really hope that being a parent doesn't mean that your life is over, but a new chapter and a new perspective and a new purpose really opens up. And one of the things I hear from dads is your why changes. Like everything that you do begins to shift and it begins to change because your purpose is not only to live out the gospel, but your ministry changes because you have an addition to the family. Crazy. And I guess for me, ultimately, I just don't want to be a bad dad. Because my own insecurities and my shortcomings are projected on her. I don't know, a lot of things going through my head that requires prayer and some trust, but man, kind of like trying to let go of that is pretty hard. It's not an easy thing. I guess all of that is just to say that I have concerns. As I'm processing these things, as it gets closer to the birthday, or the birthday. Just kidding, I knew that. God. Another legitimate fear that Minna and I have is sleep deprivation. And I mean, everyone kind of warns us you're not going to get any sleep. Prepare to not have any sleep. I don't do well with no sleep. Last night we had our first time. For some reason, both of us at the same night we couldn't sleep. And mind you, I always sleep. I sleep really well, like anywhere I go. But for some odd reason, just that one time I couldn't fall asleep, and I was so cranky. We ended up kind of having a mini argument, and this was without baby. It was just us not being able to sleep. So I'm like thinking, we're going to like really fight. What's gonna happen to our marriage? I'm just kidding. A little dramatic, but you get my point. I'm gonna be in a constant, perpetual cycle of tiredness. Oh boy.
Eyes on the road.
My eyes are on the road.
It wasn't before.
So this is actually my second time coming out to one of Minna's OB appointments.
First time wasn't even here.
The first time was in my car through Kakao. How sad.
You like it. I mean, I think it's sad that you have to like miss like the heartbeat and ultrasounds, but the other stuff.
But on another note, we have a little bit of a predicament here today. There's a slight chance we might be having the kid a lot earlier than we thought, like a month earlier. They're just gonna run a test, and apparently if Minna comes out positive for some sort of infection or something, she needs to get induced, like ASAP. Right. We're not ready for that. Mind you, we're 4 weeks out.
I don't know if this is true though, because everyone's telling me that this is not the case. And what people have told me, you just take antibiotics, which is perfectly fine. But my OB at my appointment last week said that I'm gonna get swabbed, and if it comes out positive, he's gonna send me to the hospital and have me induced. I think it's like 1 out of 5 pregnant women get it.
That's 20%.
Wow, that was like the fastest appointment ever.
That's not what's important. Are we having a kid?
I won't.
Are we having a child? Alright, so are we having a kid?
Yes, so basically, I'm pretty sure the kid will be coming I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's something but I checked my notes, and it's the nurse today, and I was like,
maybe she said introduce antibiotics at the hospital.
oh, but that's exactly. Oh, maybe.